At Schwab Hospital on the south side of Chicago, rehabilitation goes far beyond spinal cord injuries.
My name is Devoid Boyd, and I'm the Violence Prevention Coordinator for the In My Shoes program.
My name is Chris Belfons-Ortiz. I'm the Director of Extended Services here at Schwab Rehabilitation Hospital. In My Shoes, it actually began in 1997, and it's a violence prevention program.
What we do is we go out and we speak to youth about the consequences of gang and drug involvement.
We developed the program as kind of an outreach, a little bit different than the people that we see here, but our mission is very strong in the community to support our communities and make them stronger.
I have a staff of speakers, all who are in wheelchairs. They all have violently acquired injuries, either a spinal cord injury or a brain injury, because of their past involvement with either gang or drug activity.
You know, we weren't really looking for any trouble. You know, unfortunately, trouble found us. My name is Joelle Irizarry, and I am one of the peer speakers for the In My Shoes program. So I got in my car. In the passenger side, I had one of the guys that was in the same gang as me. In the back seat, I had my little brother and my little cousin. Because as soon as I drove up to the park, rival gangs, they were all out there. Next thing you know, they're throwing bricks at my car. I thought to myself, you know, let me get up out of here because, you know, I got family in the back. As soon as I took off and I hit the corner, there was a guy waiting for me. He pulled out the pistol and shot just one time. The bullet went through the back seat, hitting me dead in the spine. So instantly I was paralyzed. After a couple days, you know, a doctor finally approaches me. And I asked him, I'm like, hey doc, you know, what's happening? You know, I can't feel my legs. That's when he told me, he's like, Joelle, I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but you're never gonna walk again. You know, instantly, you know, my world was shattered. You know, I'm 17 years old, going on 18. I felt like I was on top of the world. You know, you couldn't tell me anything. To be told that I'm never gonna walk again, you know, that destroyed me.
When they first come to the hospital, if they have a spinal cord injury, brain injury, we have a brain injury program and a spinal cord injury mentoring program. My name is Saline Williams. I'm a peer speaker.
Our goal is to educate, you know, to show them like this can happen. You know, these are the outcomes of choosing that type of lifestyle.
The first time I was shot, I was 14, and I was shot in the shoulder with a 12-gauge shotgun. The second time I was shot, I was 17. I was shot in the back, and that left me with a T10 complete spinal cord injury. So I'm paralyzed from the waist down.
You know, in a way it can seem scary because, you know, everything that we have to do, everything that we have to deal with on a daily basis is scary. It's, you know, literally a nightmare.
None of them kids are scared of anything right now. There's nothing you can really scare them into doing.
I remember just waking up every day hoping that it was a nightmare, you know, only to see the chair.
Sometimes some people have to be scared.
They say when you gangbang and you drug deal, the outcomes are either death or jail. You know, and when you think about it, like it's a little bit of both worlds. Because like literally half of my body is dead. From the waist down, I can't feel it. I can't move it. I can't do nothing with it. The rest of it is confined to this wheelchair. You know, this is my prison for the choices that I made.
We have the kids break into stations. We have them kind of get a taste of what it would be like if you had a disability. So the different stations we have are, one is a wheelchair station.
What's going to happen now is we're going to pretty much rotate the youth through each individual station.
The other is a communication station where we have electronic communication board, and the youth have these glasses that are kind of distorted that they put on, and they have a straw that's in their mouth, and then they point at the communication board. And then the other one is a feeding group, we call it. A lot of people, if it's sustained brain injuries, they have to have thicket, something in their water to make it thicker so they could drink the water and not aspirate and choke.
It's called Novocaine.
And we give them the thicket, and what would that be like? We numb their lips to give them sort of a simulation of what that would be like.
At the end of the day, you okay?
That's nasty.
Another station is how to get dressed. We simulate what it would be like if you had to have somebody else get you dressed.
Be careful now.
And then trying to get dressed on their own, using only partial limbs.
Yeah, just go through the motions. I know it'll be hard for you not to move, but.
So it gives them a small taste, you know, for about 45 minutes or so of what it'd be like, but it gets them really thinking and talking about that and looking at what the other effect of disability is.
Personally, I was asked if I wanted to be involved with the program. Initially, I think I turned the position down. At that time, I just wasn't comfortable talking about myself and talking about my disability.
It's not a lot of people that could do what we do.
Not everyone can go out and tell a crowd of 300 strangers exactly what it is that they go through on a daily basis.
Using a catheter, a 14-inch catheter, like every 4 to 6 hours, explain to them that's like 180 catheters a month.
What they have to go through as far as having a disability, as far as being incontinent, as far as how they have to urinate, how they have to move their bowels.
You got to use an enema for any man to insert anything inside of them. It's really taboo.
Everything that comes along with being in this situation. You know, no one has to do that. And there's not a lot of people out there that can do that.
Things like that, you know, that could be embarrassing to a person.
The people that we have, the speakers that we have, I feel like they're the creme de la creme of persons with disabilities, and I just think that they should be commended for that.
In My Shoes, like so many other prevention programs, has been affected by federal and state budget cuts.
What we see is funding becomes available for violence prevention programs when you see a lot of violence in the media.
It's not a show, this is reality.
Patients that come to the hospital, those are not the ones that you see on the media.
But what you see every day on the street is reality.
When some of those numbers start to go down, a lot of the prevention money is cut until we start to see a spike again and the prevention money comes back.
We usually service 6 police districts. This year we've been cut down to 3.
You see the funding come and go.
It's hard because the kids in these districts, they need our program.
And I think it's important to note that even though there's a lot of programs out there and making an impact, still the funding needs to be there to continue the programs. If not, the violence seems to go up again.
Ideally, I would want to reach to every kid, but unfortunately, I can't reach out to every kid.
Of course, you can't connect with everyone.
So do you guys got any questions on this?
Always considered a precious goal, making connection with the patient is not the end of the road, but the beginning of a life-lasting one.
I usually bump into them later on, you know, whether it be at a mall or at the movies. Like, hey man, you know, I thought about joining the gang, but after hearing your story, you know, I don't want to go that way, so sometimes you get it positive.
Every year we increase the rate at which we're going out. We increase the rate of youth that we see or that we speak to. So I think that our program is making a big difference.